I've started recording.
Okay.
I've also started recording. So let's have a minute silence, please. We don't need a 4 minute. That's probably enough. And then we got to do a mark. So we're all going to say 3, 2, 1, mark. Yeah, we ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, do
mark.
I have to say 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
I thought I just had to wait
Everyone
for you
has
to
to
say
say
3, 2, 1 and then.
Oh well, I suppose I could be the 3, 2, 1.
Well,
and then we all say mark.
no, that's fine. We'll all do 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Let's get
Okay,
started.
yeah.
3.
Wait,
Three,
hold on.
three,
Hold on. Should I stop my
Yeah.
recording and get rid of all?
No,
No,
this is fine.
this is
fine.
we'll put
Okay.
the,
Just
this,
leave it
this
going
is like
now.
the end credits at the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Leave it go now. Okay, so 3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1,
mark.
That doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do the countdown and then
Okay,
we all
you
say
do the
mark.
countdown. We all say mark at once.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
3,
okay.
2, 1,
Mark. Does that mean
So,
we're
guys,
live now?
Yeah. We're streaming
Live.
all services.
Bro, I love
Yep.
podcast. I just moved my microphone. I
This is
apologize.
podcasting.
We're
Just immediately punched it in the face.
immediately. Correct. Okay, guys, let's try and do this professionally. Harry just immediately starts breaking
What?
everything in front. I love how I'm watching the little sort of like bar go along, and when Harry went, it's just
It just goes straight blue.
It's
You should be able to hear my game sound in the background anymore, by the way.
Oh my, no, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah. It's one of
For
those things.
years now, I've been able to know exactly what you're playing and what's going on your screen without even looking, because I've had a perfect, crystal clear game audio.
I'm like secretly playing U4 and you can just hear ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to go back to your other microphone after this.
It sounds so horrible.
It's purely a podcasting microphone.
Yeah, I'll get it out.
Yeah.
Just for this.
I like how like when I was talking earlier that like green bar thing was real far up, and then I've started talking now and it's so far down. So it should be fine. Finn can fix all of this in post.
Yeah,
every
this
time
probably
I
be fine.
talk, it goes straight into the orange, like immediately.
Yeah, mine's the same. I'm hoping that's
Oh,
alright.
dear.
Yeah, here's hoping.
I don't
Maybe
actually
that's
know what I'm
maybe that's
doing,
because you
but-
guys have funky studio microphones.
I'm hamming it up.
Maybe
For
just because we're doing this professional.
the
Well, I'm
recording.
sorry, man. Some of us are on a budget. Okay.
Well,
Hey, I got this for
It's not
Christmas 2 years ago.
first time out of the box.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
legitimately.
Oh,
I remember
dear.
looking at it at like the 27th of 2019 and just being like, "This is, I don't want to do this right
Cool.
now."
Nice.
Oh,
I
that's fair.
you're coughing a lot there, Harry.
It's
how you
COVID
doing?
cough.
That's not
No,
COVID.
it's the same cold I had immediately after Christmas. That's just sort of refusing to go away.
Love that.
I think
Christmas
it's
COVID.
broken my lungs.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds it, because now I can hear your coughs in crystal clear HD. Ugh. It
That was a
comes
solid
through.
one. That was phlegmy.
Comes through so loud. Speaking of phlegm.
that was me directly next to my mic. But
Speaking of phlegm,
Oh.
this brings me on to
Okay.
our first topic.
Of the
Finn,
day.
a few days ago, coughed up bloody phlegm,
Well,
right?
hang on.
What?
I feel like there's a much more important first topic
Which is
for the podcast. What are we fucking calling it?
That's
no,
not the
no.
first
We'll
topic
get
of the
there. We'll
podcast.
get there. That will
Okay,
happen
alright.
naturally, Finn. Okay.
Flim-
What are you thinking? Like episode 4?
Flim?
We get
Flim-
a bit
Call
of
it
a-
Flim-
Flim's family cough.
The Phlegm Show.
The
Point is-
phlegma. Phlegmatic.
the phlegm-
So yeah,
The phlegm.
I coughed blood one
Yeah.
time.
So like a couple of days ago, this fucking guy, just while I'm like brushing my teeth or some shit, walks up to me and he's like, "I woke up today and I just like coughed up bloody phlegm,
Yeah.
really
Um,
casually."
True
Which
story.
immediately, I was like, "Well, that doesn't sound right," because I may not be a medical professional, but blood's
Are you
meant to be
sure?
in you.
Well, it's
Like-
after the blood that comes out.
Okay.
Wait,
Do you have nosebleeds at all, Finn?
I've had nosebleeds.
Have you
in
had
the
one
past.
imminently prior to you coughing up?
No,
blood?
no,
Okay, go to a
no.
doctor. What are you
No,
doing here?
no. I don't worry, Harry, because it was a while ago and it's not happened again since.
Yeah,
Oh,
but the
that's fine
NHS, the
Go to
NHS
the
guidance.
doctors.
I looked this up.
Please
It's
go
cool.
to the doctors.
NHS
No,
guidance.
so
if it happens
This
once,
isn't the first time this has happened, right?
that's even worse.
It happened. No, like it's the first time in a while. A couple of years ago, it happened, right?
Uh-huh.
And I phoned their 111. I said, "Look, a bit worried. Just coughed up some blood." And they're like, "Oh right, you got any other problems?" Like, "No, not really. Just coughed up a bit of blood." And they're like, "Well, it's probably fine.
No.
You know,
Ju-
we're busy with COVID at the moment.
Yeah.
Phone us back later."
And did you?
No,
No,
because
so
I was
you
fine.
waited-
It didn't happen
You
again.
waited a couple. Well, it has now, actually, hasn't it? So
But it's long enough for them to be separate incidents, you know.
How
Finn,
do you see?
if you're coughing up blood, you need to go to a doctor's. When was the last time you went to your GP?
I went like last year, just for fun, just for a visit.
Okay. Did you tell him you coughed up blood?
Well,
Or
no.
her?
So
Or
what if
them?
he said like prove it, and I was like, well, I can't. It was like
Yeah,
6 months ago.
that's true, mate. Doctors often, when patients report symptoms, they're like, "Fucking prove it, you little bitch! You just lying to me for no reason."
Well, you know.
No, I don't
It's
know,
been a
Finn.
tough year on the old
Finn,
nurse.
you're coughing
I
up
don't
blood
want to just go in with my silly,
during a
silly problems.
respiratory virus pandemic. You need to go to the doctors.
I've done my COVID test.
Finn.
I'm fine.
No, you're not fine if you're coughing up blood.
Maybe
I want to live in your house,
Finn.
Finn. I want you to be alive in 7 months when Toby moves out. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'll give him a bell, and I'll see what they have to say for themselves.
Good plan.
And I'll update in the next episode.
The
Turns
next
out,
episode-
guys, I'm
it's-
dying.
Next
It's
episode's
been
just
fun.
Harry and I remembering Finn. Oh,
Like
Do a
33
live
years
episode
old.
from my funeral. It'd be brilliant.
That's
do I have
bold.
your permission, Finn, that if you die,
Um,
that
right.
Harry and I can record a podcast like the old men from the Muppets, just
Yes.
commenting over the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I want you to be not in the crowd. I want you to be up with the man who's dealing with it, right?
I'm gonna butter
It's
up your
Marley
coffin.
and Marley.
I'm gonna butter up your coffin so that when the pallbearers try and put it on their
Butter it.
shoulders,
It
it's
just
just
leaves to
it's
slip.
just slip and slide, in, and your body stumbles out
Oh
for
dear.
all to see.
What will I be dressed in? Are you going to have any input on that? Or is it just whatever they put me
Am
in?
I
gonna-
allowed to have input on that?
Can we?
I feel like someone has to have
Okay.
input, right?
Here's the real question, Finn. Can we take the skin off your face and use it as the face of our podcast
Oh my
Um,
god!
Like before or after I die?
after you die, obviously?
Oh,
Of,
well, yeah, I
of,
don't
of
need it
this
anymore, I
lung
guess.
melanoma you've got with it. That's
As
completely
long as there's
wrong
no
word.
one else that needs my face, right?
What if
I'm
you know
an
those,
organ donor. They might have that on.
you know those like ASMR microphones that have 2 ears either side? What if we like put Finn's?
What?
You can get so there's like ASMR microphones, right? That have like.
What, so
synth-
it'd just be
like,
you and
fake
Harry
ears.
talking into my ear holes.
Just
Yeah, and we'd have like
Finn's
your.
ear and we're like, hey.
You're gonna like clean them first, or just leave them as they are?
No, not your actual ears.
Finn,
Oh.
That
come
would
on
be
now,
silly.
they'd be made of
But
plastic.
we get the skin of your face and we
Oh.
put it over that microphone, so it looks like it's your
Yeah.
head.
And his beard hair's all falling out because there's nothing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
hold it in.
Well, you could sew that in like taxidermy.
Oh,
Be like
the
Leatherface.
solutions to all these problems.
I mean, absolutely. One of which is if you don't die, we
It's
don't
a-
have to do this. So
That's a
just
good point.
go to your doctors.
Yeah, I will. I'll go to
That's
lesson,
a
isn't it?
bold
That's a
lie,
life lesson.
isn't it, Finn? You know that's a lie. You're saying I will because you fancy a new topic of conversation.
Listen,
There is not
Finn,
a chance in
this has
hell
now
you're going to
become,
the doctors.
Harry and Toby tell Finn to go to the doctors. The podcast, okay?
Is that the name?
Yes. Harry,
Hold on.
what's the Harry and Hat? Oh,
Hat, there we go.
Hat?
We're on to something.
I feel like that's taken.
Maybe.
well,
By who? I've not heard of them.
Hatford.
Hatford. There you go.
Hatford. The Hatford podcast.
Hold
yeah, it's
on.
like realistic.
Harry and Toby. Tell Finn to go to the doctor. That doesn't spell out Ford.
Finn is dyslexic.
There was an
Harry
F and a
and
D in
Finn.
there, and honestly,
Harry
it
and
threw me for a
Toby.
second. You're typing this out, aren't
Tell
you?
Finn. Yeah, you can hear it probably. To
I
go
can't
Actually,
to
you can't. Your new mic's so good.
the. Oh my goodness. Heart.
Basically Hatford.
It's perfect. I'm making a Discord for it right now as we
Nice.
speak.
Oh, that's
What?
not a great name.
I'm glad we've kicked this off.
Your honesty
by
is just hard
really
wrong.
hammering home.
With a
the fact.
bang, I'd say.
Well, with a whimper potentially if you just die.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not recording
well,
a podcast with
But
just
if I
Toby.
do
We'll have
die,
to bring
yeah,
Baker
if I
in.
do
Well,
die,
that'd
and
be a
it's
shit
because
show.
I've not gone to the doctors, then I guess you guys win.
I suppose this is a good point, Finn. If you were to die,
Yeah.
who would you want us to replace you with? What sort
Yeah.
of what celebrity?
No,
Well,
no.
I'd hope that it would
What?
just stop. Like,
What?
well, I mean,
Oh,
I'm editing
oh,
this,
okay,
so you're
so
gonna
Just
have to.
die.
No,
I see
right.
how it is.
You just
So
want
let me
so-
say my logic, right? I'm editing this, right? So is one of you going to then edit it, or are you going to find someone else that will also join in?
Maybe you should factor
Listen
this
to you
in.
guys.
You should
and
factor
edit
this
it.
into the person you choose to be your inheritor.
Yeah.
So it has to be someone that actually puts effort in.
Well, that sounded a
It's-
bit fucking targeted, didn't it?
It's literally Listen, I set up Audacity all on my own. Okay.
That's true. Toby couldn't quite manage that.
I'm a big boy. I got my microphone down from a shelf and everything.
Well, Harry, maybe you were going to replace me, and then someone will just have to replace you.
Oh, well, that's impossible.
You'll get it's like you get promoted to the scrub that has to do more things.
I think Baker. We could get Baker in, and then he'd try hard it.
That's true. He's a radio host.
He is also a radio host. Yeah.
He would actually know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And, like,
He's already got that sort of mass following.
He's got a pedigree.
All those. Which uni do you go to?
Royal Holloway.
I didn't get it.
Royal Holloway.
Not you, Finn.
Finn.
We know you're an uneducated.
I mean, you're gonna have to like pay this guy if he's been to uni. Like,
we've been to uni. You're not paying us.
Yeah, what the hell, Finn?
Harry even got a real degree.
True.
You've dodged my question, Finn.
What was? Who would
I could just move on.
Who would I replace?
Which celebrity would you replace yourself with?
A celebrity.
Well, because
to talk to us.
Yeah, specific.
Yeah.
So Harry, myself, and which
I think
famous?
The Queen would be
the Queen.
The levels of
So, but would we have to
If
call?
I would compare myself to any celebrity, it'd be the Queen.
What would we have to call her? Her Majesty. Her Madge.
No,
You're right, Madge.
You can call her,
Maggie.
Oh, no,
you can call her Liz, I think.
I don't. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Just about, yeah.
I don't. Oh god.
I think in the podcast format, she would go by Liz, not Her Majesty the Queen.
Not Elizabeth?
The 100th.
Yeah, I don't know if she's crazy on Liz. From my conversations with her, I found that she's not.
You're obviously not that close with her, Toby, because every tea I've had around her house has been all Liz.
Oh yeah,
Liz only. In fact, I once called her Elizabeth, and she said, "Oh,
please call me Liz."
She's
also from Leeds.
Leeds. Oh, it's me.
Oh,
hello, it's me, Warwick Davis. I was the Queen the whole time.
But yeah, Finn, go to your doctors, mate. Probably right now, actually. If you're coughing up blood.
I'm busy right now.
Yeah, not right now. I mean, look,
right,
Finn's
get on the phone with the doctors. It'll be the end of the podcast, okay?
Special guest, Finn's GP.
Who is your GP? Doctor.
You never get through straight to your GP, do you? You get through to some nurse that then has to book
wow,
you in. And
very
you're
dismissive.
You're evidently not a good pal with your GP then, are you, Finn?
Well, no, I've not seen them for 2 years.
I thought you went last year, Finn. What now? No, I've caught you in your lie.
At least we've got the NHS though, huh?
Wow, okay.
We're going past
Mr.
political podcast.
Let's get into the politics.
Dave.
Absolutely not. I feel like if we put
Dave
on any form of internet platform, we'll get taken down because of terms of service.
He's not a racist.
I mean, he's not a racist.
Does he just look like a nutsack?
He's not a racist. He's definitely not a racist.
He's not definitely not a racist.
He's just northern, Toby.
Well, he's not really northern either.
No, he's
he?
not that northern.
He says Bath.
He does.
And grass.
Path
Grass.
and Castle.
And he says national sovereignty. Brexit means Brexit.
Oh god, I didn't want it to go here so soon.
Well, you fucking I don't know. Brought up
Dave.
No, I did that.
Yep. Finn.
Well, fuck you.
Okay.
Toby. New topic? Is that what you're going to ask? Do you want a new topic?
Well, I wasn't, but let's do it.
Are you gonna Finn? Excuse me.
Hello.
Are you gonna sense these names that I've been just laying out?
Yeah.
Randomly?
Just doss.
Yeah. What I'll do a really bad dub of just Dave.
Okay. Yeah.
Every time I'm going to take that. Hang on.
Should we do it right
Dave.
now?
Okay, we'll do it all at once. Okay.
Neil.
Now hold on.
Quandra.
Edward. There we go.
I don't.
So I can just take those bits out of the snip and just put them over.
So it's going to be Harry saying, "Oh, shall we get?" And then suddenly your voice cuts in and says, "Dave."
I think that works.
You got to have lots of different forms of Dave to replace all different names, so people know they're different.
I think one thing I'm looking forward to with this podcast,
yeah,
is sort of growing jokes. You know, things that we can call back on. And such. Yeah. Already in my mind, I firmly have the Queen lodged as Warwick Davis on stilts.
Yeah.
From on stilts?
Well, of course on stilts. Have you seen how tall the Queen is? She's like 6'3".
Yeah, but it could just be the entire cast of Willow just stood on top of each other.
I suppose Warwick does have some...
And she sits down a lot now, so it could have been Liz up to one point, and then Warwick just sort of took over. That's why you don't see her stand up anymore.
She has animatronic legs. But...
Do you think they buried Liz with Philip and then just put Warwick in the suit?
I think Warwick was around a lot longer than before Philip died.
How far do we go before the like royal secret police arrive and execute us?
I don't know if they can do that, although I did get worried about that once when I used to go around my nan's and she'd have the newspaper and stuff, and I'd just take a biro and doodle on people.
Oh, you
And
son of a
then-
bitch.
Yeah, you did it on the Queen one.
That's
I didn't-
sedition.
I
That's
didn't
sedition.
know. I didn't know. I was about 8 years old.
You didn't know what?
I had a black biro and I drew in a couple of the Queen's teeth, so she looked real fucking
Crispy.
uggy. Or crispy,
That's
I
harsh.
guess.
can't-
I drew a little mustache on her, drew an eye patch, and then my dad came over. He's like, "That's illegal. That is. You've defaced a picture of the Queen. I'm going to call the police." And he picked
And
up
then he
the phone.
slapped you with a bottle.
That was later. No. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Just for the record, my
Right.
dad never hit me with a bottle.
Just his fist.
Open palm mostly, but yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
that's.
Yeah.
Should we delve into that?
Family.
No, okay.
Podcast 1. You learn
Podcast
everything
1.
about everyone.
Everything about Toby's traumatic youth.
we'll save that. That's a good story for later down the line.
Oh, what,
Let's get viewers invested in your life.
well, so once I've
First.
got a
Teaser.
parasocial relationship with a few lonely saddos sat in their room, we've just found a random.
Whoa!
If
Don't
we're-
judge our listeners.
I will. Sort of
I
random.
Megan's one of
I
these
fucking will.
listeners.
Huh?
Megan's going to be one of these listeners.
I can assure you,
You
she
just
is not.
labelled her in with the the gremlins.
The only way
Green gremlins.
Megan is listening to this podcast is if I force her.
You're saying she's not going to support her good friend Finn and Harry?
She does like you guys, but I don't think she likes you enough to
does.
listen to a podcast.
To be honest, I wouldn't listen to this podcast
I,
at
see,
the moment.
you and I, Harry, have very
Oh.
different approaches to this. Now,
Yeah.
sort of, prior to this actual sitting down and recording it session, you have been on quite the anti-organisation team. Now, hold on, Harry. Let me finish, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I do understand where you're coming from. Having it so scheduled takes a certain magic away. However, I'm seeing this more as like a home video. So Afterlife came out recently on Netflix, season 3.
That's
And he's
the premise is on home videos, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got a ton of videos of his dead wife. Now I'm thinking later down the line, maybe I'll come back to these and it'll be like a treasured memory.
Is this when I'm
After
dead?
we die.
Well, hopefully not. Like
At
maybe
52.
just like, or like when we're older and don't get in touch as often.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
we'll still be able to stay in contact.
You'll
through
just-
these podcasts.
You'll
Oh,
just
like, I'll
be
have a-
at
I'll have-
home with your kids, and you'll just
Yeah.
put your headphones on. You'll just start crying gently, and
Am
your
I-
son will approach and say, "Daddy, what are you crying about?" And then you just hear this, and he goes, "Oh, my
Oh,
dad's
no.
fucking weird."
no, it'll be when I'm much older and my son's like 20 years old. And I'll be like, God, why is he such a tosser? Like, why is he so annoying? And then I'll listen to these and I'll be like, it's just like I was.
Yeah, there you go.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
take.
It helps you to get into the mindset of the young people, to think about
The
how
young-
you were
Oh,
at that age.
bloody young'uns.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what you're going to do is you're going to record this and then use a tape recorder to record a recording of that. So you have lots of tapes that you can hand down to later generations that they won't know how to use, or have the technology to use. So
Because eventually the podcast will just be redundant.
As
yeah, it'll all
opposed
be
to-
6-second shorts.
As, as opposed to
The
what
death
they've
of
been, like,
YouTube.
what's going to take over podcasts?
Um,
What can take over that?
casts.
What is that?
What?
It's like a podcast, but with pictures as well and video.
Now,
A film?
not quite, Finn.
Yes, that was the joke.
Oh, I see.
Good to have you on board, bud.
I get it.
Well, that's
I've
what
caught
Finn's
up.
here for,
I'm
though, isn't it?
Huh?
Well, because some listeners...
I'm sorry, Finn. You can edit this however you like, so please make
You
me
cannot
look like
cut
the villain if you want.
There you
Because
go.
I am.
Because Harry's here to be the sort of intellectual one, the
Absolutely.
the
I'm an
logical-
intellectual.
the logical
The cold.
intellectual one, the cold,
Confusing-
calculated,
Wait, calculating.
soulless piece of shit, snide
Yeah.
bastard. Then I'm here for
Oh.
like the high concept.
What are you
I'm
here
here
for?
for the high concept
TV
imaginative-
references.
TV references and visual imagery to really paint a picture in the viewer's mind And Finn is here for those viewers who struggle a bit more. I just need a bit of.
No, Finn's here for the ladies.
What it is his sultry tones.
Yeah.
I keep saying viewers as if there's a visual element to this.
We're just gonna upload the audio file as a video as well.
The only thing podcast listeners have in regards to sort of like viewership is just that reflection of themselves on their black phone screen, looking incredibly miserable regardless of how much they're enjoying the podcast.
Well,
just staring soulless back at them.
Yeah.
They might be laughing in public on the tube.
I just look incredibly fat on my phone screen because it's so small.
I had a brief time when I was unhealthily underweight where I didn't have a double chin when I looked down. And yeah.
You have to be unhealthily underweight to not have a double
when
chin.
you look down.
When I look down at my phone, yeah.
Finn's doing it right now.
Finn's had a beard
Yeah.
for so long he's forgotten what a double chin is.
I don't even know what my chin looks like anymore. My normal one regular chin. I just don't have it anymore.
Right, what's your favourite leafy green, boys?
Ooh.
Comment below.
I quite like comment below on the podcast.
Yeah, there's comments.
I don't know where this is
I
going.
guess we'll put it on YouTube.
Well,
We'll put it
absolutely.
on
YouTube, SoundCloud.
Well, so
Spotify.
I looked up. So Spotify's a bit of a stretch, right?
You have to
Because
have an
we've gotta,
established podcast to do it.
we have to apply to Spotify, and someone at Spotify has to listen to it and be like,
Finn,
yes, this is a
I
good podcast."
absolutely beg of you to submit this to Spotify.
I'm gonna submit it.
Why not?
I'm gonna submit every
I
one
don't
we
want
record.
to be mega
Every
famous.
single one.
We're not going to be, Harry.
That's what you think, Toby. But because we don't want it, it'll happen.
This is like...
No, I'm gonna send this in Spotify, but not through the regular means. Obviously.
You
I'm
know
gonna
a guy.
Send them a text message. I know guys.
Spotify Dave.
And then they're going to be forced to listen to however long this is, and
Well, I think
hate themselves, I guess.
this is like a...
Or they'll listen to the first 5 minutes and go, "This is just a rambling 35-hour
I
long
feel like they should
podcast."
They should give it a shot. You know, they should at least get to the.
I understand that
mark.
you, as the creator of said podcast, would feel that way. Finn. I feel like if you had to listen to 30 of them in a day, you'd get very quickly less interested in listening to what 3 weirdos have to say.
But Harry, think about what
That's
unique
true.
perspectives we bring to the table as 3 straight white men who like to play video games and come from
Well,
fairly well-off backgrounds.
listen, we're underrepresented.
not rich, but not poor.
Oh, just shut the fuck up, Toby.
Touché.
Yeah, take that.
You'd never succeed in debating, team.
I already have, mate.
Have you?
Yeah, I debated.
Dave.
When?
Dave. That's actually a reminder for Finn to move that Dave backwards and stretch it out. Dave. I can't remember. It was just like you did 12, I think. I think I lost, but you know.
I imagine you would do, to be honest, because in that
I won all the actual arguments we had.
I'm sure. That's the thing about
Because real life bore me out when I was like, leaving the EU is probably a bad idea.
Dave!
He was like, but Romania. And I was like, okay. We're going to have a massive economic collapse and now food prices are skyrocketing.
Well, that all
Very
seems
cool.
a bit heavy.
Finn, why haven't you got to the doctors over your bleeding lungs?
I just figured it wasn't that
I'll
big
tell
a
you
deal,
something.
It's literally like one of the 3 things that if you see, you should immediately go. As someone who's really adverse to going outside and calling doctors and all that sort of thing, that is something I would call the doctors about.
Yeah.
That was... No,
Anyway, in music news...
Okay, Finn's picked up a wacky news segment. This is pretty revolutionary stuff.
There's a couple.
Because I don't think I've ever
I've
listened
got
to...
2 music newses,
I-
actually. Well,
I don't-
actually, do you want news,
Listen,
or do you want news
what
stories?
we're
I've got a
creating
lot
here,
of stories.
Toby, is avant-garde podcasting.
Next week, I might do a quiz.
Oh,
Let's do a pub
Jesus.
quiz on
Just
for an hour and a
a
half.
3-man pub quiz that people can listen into but not participate.
Well, they can. They just won't win anything.
We could just randomly select someone.
What's the news, Finn?
Well, do you want news
Christ
or music news?
alive. Music news, please.
Music news. Okay. The Nirvana baby's back. Have you
Oh,
heard?
is he suing them again?
Again,
Oh,
yeah.
Nirvana.
He
I thought you
said,
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
no,
Nirvana,
the band. He, the naked baby
Oh, the
in
one
the
with his
swimming
little
pool.
pee-pee.
He once did a. Do you know the story, guys?
I
Do you know the
believe
story?
I can catch everyone up to speed here, Finn.
Okay.
Toby, take over.
A baby is on the album of a Nirvana album.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save all
You're right so
interrupts to the end, please.
So a baby's
He,
on the front.
There's a baby on the front of he's in a swimming pool. He's swimming. You can see his tiny little todger, and he's going for that. He's going for that.
You can.
Going for that hard cash money. A couple of America's finest dollars.
Yeah.
Now Nirvana
Just a couple.
has since killed himself and moved on from making music.
No, Kurt Cobain. And that has nothing to do with
Nirvana
the story.
moved from this mortal coil
Yeah.
to a plane of music.
And since it's easier to sue dead people than alive people, this baby grew up and thought, everyone's seen my willy. And I have been told by some opportunistic lawyer that we can probably make a buck out of this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sue
Yeah.
them. And last I
Fortunately
heard...
for that lawyer, he's always making a buck out of this, even if they don't win.
Yeah.
Even if it goes wrong.
So the last I heard was quite a while back that case got dismissed as a bunch of bunkum.
Yeah, it totally did. But this lawyer that wanted more money went to Nirvana Baby and said, well, we could just reapply.
Amazing.
And Nirvana Baby thought, I spent the last $100,000 on this lawyer and it didn't work, so why not?
Yeah.
And the reason it got dismissed the first time was because he had recreated the image and used the fame to get women in clubs.
Wowzers.
So they just totally discarded it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a podcast?
Oh, that's the first one. At
So,
what are we at? The 28-minute mark.
There you go.
We've whacked that out.
I'm glad
One
we
per
managed to take
episode.
28 minutes for Harry to spill
Yeah.
out a podcast.
I don't
honestly.
say it that much. You guys overhype this.
Well, I think you may not say it that much, Harry, but you say it quite a lot. When you say it, it's with us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I have said it once at work, but
Nice.
we won't get into that one. For the record, I watch precisely one thing on Twitch.tv, and that is a bunch of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So,
Yeah. When are we making a spin-off podcast for our D&D sessions?
Well, we that's a good
a
idea,
bit
actually.
of
Maybe a little way down the line. Perhaps.
I did have another bit of music news.
Okay.
music moves.
So hold on. So they reapplied, and then what? What's?
Well, that's where we are with the story.
That's a
We're
breaking.
gonna
That's a
come
breaking
back
news
to that
story.
next
We've
week.
caught up to reality there,
Yeah,
Toby.
I
So
see.
there is no
Yeah.
further from that story.
What are your
Thank you,
what are
Finn,
your predictions?
music
for this?
correspondent.
What are these predictions?
I think it's going to be dismissed again.
That
He
would
went
be
for
a-
ladies in clubs and stuff.
Now,
Exactly, because he's literally there's quotes from Nirvana fans that this guy just wandered up to them. Was like, "Do you recognise me?" They obviously said no, and he was like, "Oh, I'm the baby on the front of the Nirvana cover," and they're like, "Oh right." And then it's like apparently all he said after that was like, "Do you want to
Fancy
get
a
with me?"
shag.
now
Like-
I have several. I have
Do you want
several
fame
problems
points?
with this.
Like, this guy's an asshole.
Let
This
me
guy's
run
an
through
asshole.
my chagrins with this.
Toby, he's an asshole.
I get
Okay.
that, but now
Okay.
you go you walk up to someone and you go, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the Nirvana baby," and they go, "What?" And you
Excuse me?
They say, "I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about." To which you affirm, "I'm the Nirvana baby." Now, this man either is entirely confident that his face has not changed a lot since he was a literal baby, or
Yeah, but it has,
of it,
like
he's carrying around
Okay.
a picture of a naked baby with him everywhere he goes.
no.
And a
So he's
birth
remade
certificate.
the image like 3 or 4 times.
What, to
in
like
recent
update
years.
it with his new facial features, so it's his grown ass
Yeah.
head still on his old body.
Yeah, obviously he's wearing swimming trunks this time.
Oh, you
I
were
am.
serious? Okay.
The Nirvana baby.
Yeah, that's why it got dismissed because he's remade it and made a shit ton
Right.
of
Okay.
money
It's
off
just
it,
kind of hard
so,
to go
like-
for defamation when you're
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
profiteering off it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, follow-up question. I don't pretend to understand how
Okay.
women work.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Just
good.
Do
to
you mean
sort
like
of preface.
biologically or?
Both, to be honest, Harry. Sex education
Fair
in our
enough.
school was lacking.
It's
Dave,
great.
Well, Dave,
Dave.
Dave.
Mr. Dave was all right. But now, if someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, when I was a baby, I was on this very famous album cover,"
Shag?
yeah, I'd be like, "This in no way makes me attracted to you."
Well, you know.
If I was already attracted to them, then I'd be like, "That's
If it was
neat."
like,
I'd like
I was the baby on the Nirvana cover, and I'd still travel with Nirvana as part of the band, so they can just whip me out on stage.
Then I'd show them a
I'd
picture of Kurt Cobain's exposed bottom jaw, and I'd be like, I think
that you just have in your back pocket at all times.
he carries a naked baby picture.
He was the naked baby.
Or maybe I was.
You're carrying.
Maybe I was. Maybe I was.
No. Oh,
I'd like to apologise to the estate of Kurt Cobain.
That's
Does he have an estate?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah?
Big time.
I didn't know Kurt Cobain had like a family and kids.
Yeah, he's got kids with Courtney Love.
Oh, Courtney Love, whose career got killed by Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Wow, those two really went
like,
through the ringer.
Watch out for Harvey Weinstein.
Well, she is also kind of blamed for Kurt's death, which I don't think is necessarily
Well, I don't
true.
know anything about that.
Me neither.
Kanye West
Kanye.
is struggling with his. He recently broke up with the Kim Kardashians.
Oh,
Do you know
right.
that? They
I
split.
actually did not know that.
That was a while ago, though.
Oops.
And when that happened, he changed his name. Can anyone guess what he changed his name to
Lanyard West.
after they split?
I don't know.
It's not that.
No, it's not. Okay.
No.
Kimye West? I don't know.
No. He changed it to Yee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
This is
Which
very
is
old.
obviously short for
extremely
Yeezy.
I was going to say,
obvious.
hasn't he been called?
This isn't the news. He's been called Yee for a
I
while.
thought
This
he's
was
been
after
called
the breakup
Yeezy
of Kim.
years.
No. His stage name has been Yeezy since he
I
started.
see.
But he's actually changed his name by default following the breakup with Kim Kardashian West.
Yeah.
To
Right.
Yee.
Right. Is that a mononym or is it Yee West?
I think it's a mono.
I see. Okay.
Yee West.
I didn't look too much into it. This was part of another article about Kanye that I read. He beat someone up.
Really?
Oh,
Straight up, yeah. Wailed on himself. Well, supposedly he's getting charged for
that's
it.
a
He's getting
big.
charged
That's a
for it.
big.
Allegedly.
Wonder.
Um,
Is it what? Provide us with further information.
I don't have any more, so I'm just going to make
Right.
it up.
Okay. No, hold on. That's not what.
I'm
That's
pretty
not what
sure it was in
asked for.
Vegas. And I remember from my first-hand count seeing.
I'm pretty sure it was in Vegas.
Anyway, he beat someone up, and that's all I've got to say.
That was a new low for the podcast. We've already hit the rock bottom.
M&S midget gems have changed their names to mini gems over dwarf controversies.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
upsetting real-life dwarfs.
Thinking about it, I only ever ate little gems, so
I'm happy with the change.
I
There's a lot
don't
of people
care.
that aren't happy with the change.
I have no problems with this, other than
Hmm.
the fact I know it's going to upset a lot of people, and for
That's
the
it.
life of me, I just don't get
yeah.
why.
And it has upset a lot of people.
Of course
For
it
no
has.
reason.
Of course it has.
Because they don't taste any different. Didn't change the recipe.
It's just people being like, "Why are you changing things for the snowflakes?" and that.
But wait, hold on. Haven't they been called mini gems at like Tesco for ages?
Yeah.
Well,
There's like
this is the
700
other
different
thing.
versions of them. Oh, very, very
Yeah,
West
I
Country
think
there.
Ver-
Sorry.
Versions. Ooh, are.
Midget gems was how M&S stood out, right?
I don't
A little
think
bit
that's
of dwarf
true.
hate.
The small posh aspect of bigotry
They did
that they ladle it over. Colin.
They did a little tie-in with Disney's new live-action Snow White.
Oh no.
But M&S aren't the only ones to have them called midget gems. I know that in Home Bargains, the most hoity-toity of places, you can get midget
They
gems.
ship them in from M&S.
But maybe they'll be
Maybe.
changing theirs soon in line with Marks
Home-
and Spencer's.
I
Or
find
maybe
it
they'll
Home
just-
unlikely.
bargains
I
are
don't
immune
want-
to that sort of thing. I'm fairly sure, right? Like,
Yeah, I have to be honest. I don't think the packaging is like covered in union flags.
they just call in like Bob and,
it's like-
Des from the pub, and they kick the shit out of anyone who complains.
yeah. Even if it is a dwarf, they really don't care. They don't
Throw
care
through
at
a bar stool.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yikes.
Well, that's
I
fair.
do. Okay, I'm going to say something about dwarves now, and
Okay.
I do.
Do I need to be ready to cut this?
I don't care.
Maybe.
You broke your own
Oh.
elbow. Oh.
I feel bad for them
Right.
because
Okay.
obviously there are a lot of issues with how minorities are represented in the media,
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm, I was born in 1999. 99, and I have I've seen media where dwarves are used for comedic effect. Now,
Like in Time
Game of
Bandits.
Thrones.
for example, now the only problem with this is, as much as I have absolutely nothing against people with dwarfism, in fact, I don't actually believe I've ever actually met
I don't
someone
believe in
with,
dwarfism.
I don't actually believe in
Genuinely
dwarves.
thought that's where that sentence is going. I don't actually believe in dwarfism.
I don't actually watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know about all of this dwarfism shit.
No.
Just like the elves, I don't know. But I'll come back to elves in a moment. My point being, I struggle to see... are you allowed to say dwarven? Probably
it's
not.
definitely not. That's...
People with dwarfism.
Yeah, that's a better way, I think.
I struggle to see people with dwarfism in a non-comedic light.
I think that's an issue with how they've... Because, for example, Time Bandits...
It's
right?
just a bit... from what, it's fucking funny, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to say it. It's fucking funny to watch someone who looks like you, but half the height.
I think this is...
And tiny
Get Warwick back and see what his opinion on.
Have you...
It's me, Her Majesty Warwick Davis.
So when you...
What would you like to ask me?
When you see Warwick Davis, you just start laughing, do you? Is that... You're like...
No, but when he starts doing things...
Like running around.
Well, he can't really, can he?
I don't...
Yeah, he can.
Well... I'm confused by this comment slightly.
Yeah.
I
think this is offensive.
I'm sure it is, and I apologise on that front. But, I don't know. I think I've seen enough TV shows where the butt of the joke is the fact that it's a dwarf trying to do something normal.
Right. See,
when I see them...
Yeah, like reaching the top shelf.
Yeah, to me, that's funny.
I just have Time Bandits.
But obviously there's a...
Which...
I only saw Time Bandits courtesy of you two, and I only saw the first
Which
bit
actually
before I had to get to
doesn't
sleep.
make that many jokes like that, from what I remember.
No, but they all run over each other and start running around and start tripping over each other.
But that's because they're incompetent, not because they're dwarves.
I think that's the thing, though. But dwarves are often portrayed that way, I suppose.
That's the problem.
Can you say is dwarves okay to say? I don't actually know. I'm really out of my depth there.
It's definitely better than midgets, as M&S was saying.
Yes, I think midgets is 100% a slur.
It was a bold move to start talking about this. I think Brexit's probably slightly preferable to...
I would agree.
Well, look,
to talk about our views
against...
on people we have no idea about.
That's true.
I can swift this topic out of here with the milder news.
We can have an
Wait,
After Dark version that's
I
got
wanted
all
to
our
double-
bigoted views that we accidentally
the one we
reveal.
upload on the one that we upload on 4chan.
Yes, yeah.
No, I wanted to
we're
double
not going
back
on
elves,
4chan
though.
because they're scary.
No, never.
Okay.
I've never been on 4chan. I want to
double
double back
back,
on
Toby.
elves.
Okay.
Popular culture, right?
So another set of people you hate.
There are two.
Right? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Well,
there's two types of elves.
There's two types of elves.
I don't know if I agree.
11 months of the year. It's your Orlando Blooms in Lord of the Rings. It's your Dungeons and Dragons. It's your pointy ears.
I know where this is
sexy
going.
boys.
Where we going?
Christmas time comes along.
Christmas.
What
Here
the
we go.
fuck are those?
Ding
Why
dong.
are they
They're
called?
Christmas elves?
Why are they called elves?
they're OG elves. They're
They're
older.
Christmas
The older
elves.
variant of elves. The original.
Nordic
Yeah.
elves.
I hate them.
Well, they hate you too.
I'm sure they
no
do
Christmas for
because I'm
you,
a capitalist
bitch.
pig and they have to make
They're
my
like
presents.
gremlin elves, right?
Gremlin elves.
Rather than fantasy elves.
I believe
Yeah,
the
yeah.
technical term is Peebler elf.
Excuse me?
Now,
I
Toby,
believe.
you've heard about Fyn'sHAT.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking come over to your house right now.
You brought this up. I cannot believe you didn't think
I
that was
did
going to
not
happen.
even think.
You literally
I
mentioned
did not even think your
Keebler
catchphrase.
elves, which is actually just
Wait,
him,
is it-
basically.
Is it Keebler?
I can't remember.
I thought it was
Maybe
Peebler.
it's Peebler.
What are these
It's
words?
an American biscuit company, isn't it?
Is
Yeah.
it?
Let's see.
Oh, I know so little.
I think.
Like Coca-Cola.
This
making
might be
Santa Claus.
bullshit.
Now,
I'm sure
Coming
people will
back-
let us know.
two kinds of elves.
Yeah.
What if one year a festive?
It just switched.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And so
Legolas comes out on Christmas
picture
Day
Legolas.
and sits on a shelf.
So how far is this going? Are we like reshooting all of the Lord of the Rings?
I'd like
Add
to see
Christmas
Lord of the
elves for
Rings,
1 year?
and I'd like to see Will Ferrell's elf, as if he was like some magical dryad man.
Oh no! But he's a human amongst elves. So
Well, yeah,
that would
so they'd
actually
be
just
like-
be Lord of the Rings. It's like Aragorn's story from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, kind of. Except he goes to New York to meet his dad, but he's just dressed as if he's like some hippie. and then Lord of the Rings is the little Heber elf,
Yeah.
and he's like shooting candy.
Well, I
canes and
think
shit.
this is your pitch. Send it to I don't know
Warner
send
Brothers,
Harvey Weinstein.
hit me up.
Don't send it to Harvey Weinstein.
No. The only thing I'll be sending him is Anthrax. No, A24.
Ooh.
They're the guys who are making sick films recently. I've enjoyed every single one of their films I've seen. Hit me
Which who?
What films did they do?
up. A24. They did Hereditary. They did The Green
they did
Knight.
Midsummer as well.
I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure.
All right, good.
Don't quote me on that.
Same director.
Next
weren't
time,
they?
before
Right,
before
Were
we come
they?
in with some topics, should we
Hereditary
like
Midsummer,
read
yeah.
anything about said topics before we bring them up, so that we might,
They did First Cow.
I don't know. I think this way's
far. You're right, Finn. This way is
Worse.
far superior. Just babbling randomly, because
yeah.
I think the
So-
biggest hurdle of this podcast is that we all talk over each
no,
other.
I think that adds character.
I don't think that's a hurdle.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Okay. It's like the early seasons of Always Sunny, where they didn't actually write in dialogue; they just screamed.
Finn can just
Yeah.
put voice prioritization on himself. So every time.
Again.
So what? When you and I
I'm
are
in
bickering,
charge.
it's all you can hear is just Finn's breathing with us faintly in the background.
Double chin doesn't exist, mate.
Oh, too close to Dudley.
Dudley.
So
Right.
the less superior
Yeah,
news
okay.
of the week.
Okay, yeah.
We've had an MI5 warning this week
Yes.
because there's a Chinese agent within our parliament
This is why I didn't want.
paying Boris to have cheese and wine parties, so we all hate him.
Oh, that must be why we don't
Sorry?
like Boris Johnson. It's the only reason. Because of China.
This is why I didn't. This is why I didn't want Harry's job being leaked in case any Chinese spy got a hold of this podcast.
Yeah.
Thought, oh, gotta
Well, I mean,
move
this
in
is
there.
public news. You know, the spies failed
Yeah.
at this point. They've
I'm
been
a
found.
Russian
we're not,
spy.
We're not,
So
we're not outing the
Um,
spies here. They've already been outed. She's been named even. She's been named as a spy.
Well, I think there
Can't
is,
remember what it
but
was.
there's always the denial game, though, isn't
no.
Well, me.
there?
Hey,
funny
one today.
Oh man, this is some good quality content.
Stop bringing it up.
the thing
It'll get
is, though-
better.
Yeah, you really got to stop just like.
And once again,
Digging at
getting
this
out of
podcast.
my
I'm a very-
across my room for no reason.
Oh,
Just to
nice.
improve the audio quality there. So
Sometimes I prefer distant Harry. Just
So I
to
just
be mixed.
sit-
Harry's always
so I just
distant
sit
with
back
me.
here like this. I'm distant with you. Oh,
Yeah, you can
I
if you
won't
like.
bring this up on the podcast, but fuck it. I will have a chat about this afterwards if you want.
I appreciate you keeping it simple.
Mister, I've been
Well,
a
we
vegetarian
record-
for 3 years and haven't mentioned it to anyone.
Finn's lactose intolerant.
He poops a lot.
Well, it's unknown. Yeah. I'm not well after eating cheese, but I do like
Yeah.
cheese. So just got to keep going for it, I guess.
Yes, please.
Speaking of keeping going, I received a text mere moments ago from my driving instructor asking how I am and wondering if I wanted to get any more lessons. I'm thinking,
How's it going? You're driving.
well, I did the one lesson, didn't I? And he's like, do you want to book another one? And I was like, well, I don't have a job currently, so I will once I have
Okay.
income. I know I have income, but to be honest, it completely slipped my mind until he texted me.
Nice.
Actually, no, we had that discussion, didn't we, Finn, about driving? Because you were doing the shittest parking job I think I've ever seen.
Did I get it in the slot?
Yeah, but that's like a drunkard up against a door, having tried for 8 minutes to put his key in the fob. To suddenly brag about it.
Yeah, I like it when people take the mick out of my skill in something that they have no skill in.
Yeah, that must suck, but I wouldn't know anything about that. I have some skill in driving. My whole first lesson, I didn't stall the car once.
Did
That's
you
quite
did
good.
you drive
Did
the
you
car?
I did. I went round the block a few times.
Whoa!
I know.
Shit!
I almost got us hit by a couple cars. And also I did the thing where you cross your arms over when you're turning, and then you get all like locked up, and you like have to let go of the wheel, and it just spins back. It didn't
Oh
go
my
great.
goodness!
Yeah,
I think you should stall instead of that, mate. I won't lie to you.
look, In video games, when you turn the wheel, the character turns it maybe an eighth of the full circle, and you are turning it at a 90-degree angle. It turns out in real life, that wheel goes around like 3 times sometimes. Yeah. It's crazy to me, as a man whose full driving experience is entirely virtual.
It is pretty stressful, though, when you're starting.
Yeah, I got a lot more comfortable, to be fair. My worry is that obviously it's been a while now, so I'm going to get back behind that wheel. And as I've said to you guys many a time, I'm a very gut-nervous man.
Yeah.
And I desperately tried before that lesson to expel my body with everything.
you eating off-brand gummy bears from the internet, just shoveling them down. Squirting.
Yeah. I felt positively hollow. And yeah, I got in there, and my body was like, "Oh, thank God we packed the reserves," because he's nervous, so we got to get this out.
Yeah.
And I was sat in that chair, and I thought, I don't know if he's going to let me do a second lesson if I shit myself behind the wheel.
I think that would be a fair cause for dismissal, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I'd give him that. Do you reckon you fail your test if you shit yourself? Like, what if you're doing... No, but...
Well, it depends. If you keep driving and don't cause a road issue, then probably not, mate. You'll be fine.
What if you have literally, 0 majors, 0 minors, but you did put yourself behind the wheel?
I don't think that the driving instructor would be happy sitting there doing your test.
Well, they just think you farted until you stand up and stay on the seat.
Well, I don't know, Harry. I think there's got a definitive severity issue there.
Yeah. Side
Harry,
tangent.
I've shat myself next to you.
Yes, and I didn't notice until you said, Harry, I think I've shit myself. and went to, where's your toilet? And I went, what? It's down the hall? Question mark. And then you got up.
And then I used up
and I was like,
every piece of toilet paper.
What the fuck? And then it felt kind of bad, but it wasn't obvious that you'd shat yourself.
Oh, if you think that smelled bad, the fucking boxes afterwards, dude.
Well, yeah.
This must stop coming up in
the
conversation. Why is it always me who brings it up?
Are you happy with this going out to the public?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
They don't know who I am.
Well, they don't yet.
What do you mean?
Honestly,
was that a
it's
threat?
fine.
Are you going to dox me?
Listen, just believe in yourself and... side tangent.
I thought that was about to be the theme of Hey Arthur.
Yes, yeah.
No, it's not Hey Arthur, it's just Arthur. It's Hey Arnold you're thinking of.
I am, yeah. Sorry, you're right. That's my bad. They do say, hey, what a wonderful day.
Hey! Fair. What a wonderful time
of day. What a wonderful time of day. When you learn to love and
get along
with each other.
GMCA. What was I going to say? I've often thought maybe I should just take some laxatives and see what happens, because I never feel fully empty after a poo. So
I think that's the natural scientist within me.
Yeah, I was just thinking, let's do an experiment.
Yeah.
How much liquid can get out of me?
What is it that Mythbusters say? The only difference between messing around and doing an experiment is writing down the results. Yeah. So I think, Harry, if we do, obviously we'll have to. Finn and I will be there for sort of.
I don't want to be in the room.
I don't want you to be in the room.
Okay, I don't want to be in the room, Harry, but I do have to be there in case you shit yourself to death.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, like Elvis.
I don't know if that's how Elvis died.
I'll just shit my own lungs out.
I don't know if that's because he shit himself to death. I think he had a heart attack. Johnny Cash did not die on the Ring of Fire, dude. He did not.
Well, Elvis notoriously died on the toilet.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash 100% did not die on the toilet.
Johnny Cash even dead?
We need someone we can Johnny Cash is he's dead.
Okay.
Do you not hear his voice in
That's how it ended. Apologies to the Cash.
2003.
Oh, 3.
2003. I was 4. Oh my god, I was 4 years old when Johnny Cash.
He was a big influence on you at that point.
He was.
Yeah.
I like Ring of Fire.
Oh, he died of diabetes.
There you go. It sounds like diarrhea.
True.
Side tangent. The spelling of diarrhea is horrible. It looks like word diarrhea.
It is in this. It is in this country.
That something so horrible would have a word that looks horrible.
This is definitely a segment we should continue. Finn.
Horrible words for horrible things.
Finn, how would you
spell diarrhea?
Oh. Can I Google it?
No, you can't. You can Google it afterwards.
No, I'm not going to get it right. I know there's an A in there somewhere. DIA.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dead air here, Finn.
I'm just going to go for it, and it's going to be wrong. DIAROAH. There's probably some more R's in there.
Darrow.
Just so the audience knows, Finn struggles with spelling, and we ruthlessly take the piss out of him for no good reason.
That's true.
Over it.
I think he's 100% dyslexic.
Well, I had the test 3 times, and they just didn't give me the results.
Oh,
Are you sure you couldn't read them? They gave you the results, and you just stared at the piece of paper as the letters moved everywhere. And you were like, why'd you give me this gibberish?
For fish Mitchum? What?
Doxed for Dave.
Look, I wasn't far off that spelling.
You were quite far off that spelling, Finn.
You ended it with an H.
Darrow.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
It's worth, Finn, you need to make sure you're not looking up the American spelling. Because in classic fashion, the Yanks took one look at our language and went, that's some bullshit. And decided to make it a bit simple.
It's actually human shit.
H-E-A. Is that?
We have an H in it. They don't.
H-O-O-E-A.
You have an O in there.
Yeah.
They have an H. We have an O.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad. My
We
bad.
just added
Apologies.
an O. Or they removed an O.
an O.
My
They always
sincerest
remove
apologies to the United States of America.
Those motherfuckers.
Diahoa.
Diarrhea.
Now, Finn, spell diabetes.
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 No, you've gotta say-
D-I-A-B-E-T-E-S?
Yeah.
There you go.
You have got to save some of these words for next week's
That's
podcast.
true.
Yeah.
You don't want to just, slosh all of our content out in one go.
Speaking of sloshing,
That would be,
shall we move on to our final segment?
What
Let's
is
do it.
the final segment?
Well, Harry's about to tell us, Finn. This is a free form.
We've not figured out a name yet. Isn't that the last segment?
It comes naturally.
What's the name
Oh,
of
but
this
does
week's
it?
episode
Oh, here we
of
go.
the podcast?
Oh, this episode.
Okay.
So
We don't
What
yet
have
have
we
a name
talked
for
about?
the
to summarise, so far we've talked about.
Kanye West beat up a dwarf.
That's like you
No,
just started
no.
right in the middle of the podcast. We've talked about that we have made a podcast.
Yeah.
Check.
That we are probably not the right people to make a podcast, and that this is going to be bad.
What do you
Why?
mean? We're professionals.
I think you've said that, Harry. I don't think
I
we
actually
all collectively agreed
didn't
on
say
that.
that.
Oh, who said it?
The
You, me?
atmosphere of the podcast said that. Part 3 was that music news? Music news and news?
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
a lot of news. I lost
I'd
track.
find some
No,
different
did
news.
we
What
go into
type of news
dwarf
do we want next
bigotry
week?
before or after the news?
Okay, hold
It
on.
wasn't actually.
Hold
I think
on.
it was just Toby was
Yeah.
confused
There's
about
been
whether
an
he could
element
call
of
them dwarven. My vote for the episode name is a convocation of Daves.
Convocation of Daves.
What about just Dave? Because convocation is going to scare
Dave.
away some of the lame ad viewers.
Well, they are
I was
lame
also gonna
mans
ask for the
anyway. So
spelling.
convocation is exactly how it's
I don't think we
said.
need to name
Convocation.
this episode just yet. We'll leave that up to Finn, I think.
Okay.
As he's
Well,
the
I'm just
editor.
giving him some
I think he
options,
gets
you know?
that. I think we do need to name the podcast, though.
Yeah. I feel like
And you don't think it
that's-
should be called Harry and Toby tell Finn to go to the doctors? I think that's a good name.
That could be the name of the episode.
That is actually quite good.
Yeah.
How did I forget that in my summary?
That was quite a
It's the
big,
only thing we talked about for the first half an hour, and I forgot it.
Yeah, that's quite
My own
important.
incompetence staring me in the face.
Yeah. Very professional.
Okay.
Look, 2 minutes on the clock. Speed answers. I'm going to go with Harry first, then Finn. Name for the podcast, gut reaction. Go, Harry.
I think we should call it different name every week and change the name slightly every week. That's an inside joke.
That is
No one will understand it. We'll just think we're
I
laughing
don't
at
think we should explain
stupidity.
it. We shouldn't explain
No.
it either.
Yeah.
Because it gets less
Personally.
funny as you explain it, actually. It's only
Yeah.
funny because we were drunk
yeah.
at the time.
I thought
Yeah.
jokes are funnier the more you explain them. You might have been getting that wrong.
I see you're a comedic legend, Finn. Toby, what do you think the name of the podcast should be?
Oh, I should have seen this coming.
Because
really,
actually,
shouldn't I?
it's a classic Toby move where he just asks everyone else to make decisions for him, and then
Yeah.
is like, "Oh, those are all stupid and shit," and then just.
Or I feel like I'd like to work in aspects of ourselves or perhaps our names into the name of the podcast. Now, we've got Hat. It's just annoying that Finn is existing. Finn, what is your middle name?
Half.
Either William or McGregor.
Neither of those work.
All right, I hope you guys
What? The what
you
podcast?
gotta get ready to cut the podcast.
in
Just immediately.
3 seconds.
All right, I actually stopped recording.
Oh,
okay.
We lost
No,
Harry.
I
Harry
didn't.
stopped.
I didn't.
Oh, he didn't stop. He
Oh,
lied.
I lied, but
He's
we
just-
are
Harry, you know
actually-
I'm suggestible like that. I almost stopped.
I
my
was
own.
really. I did actually click a button, but it was the wrong button. So
Okay.
I don't know what that's
Well,
to
look,
quite
I know,
that one
I know,
yet.
I know we're slightly over, but I would like to come up with a name while we're.
I think that's a really
Yeah.
stupid idea. I think you're stupid, and I hate you. Hat and Finn. Finn's hat.
Finn's-
Yeah, there you go. That's got.
So
That's
they own
actually
you two.
no. I like.
Yeah, I like
Finn's
that.
Hat,
I like
Finn's
Finn's
hat
hat.
is actually a good one because people are like, "What the fuck does that even mean?" And then
And then they listen in and just immediately hear us like, "Go to the doctor."
yeah, and it doesn't make any sense still.
Yeah.
And then they only if they listen for an hour and a half do they understand. They're like episode
They're not gonna be an hour and a
385.
half.
So I was like finally tuned into all of them, and it's just like
Yeah, we
I'm
get
not sure
one.
I like
we get
that
one
name.
person.
Finn's
What?
hat is
I'm not
actually
sure I
good.
like that name.
Oh
Well,
my
2 out of
goodness.
3 have voted
Come
for
on,
it, Finn.
it's
So suck
actually
it up.
good.
Oh,
Because then we can
man.
have like different hat episodes of different sorts of hats. That's like the icon of the series is. It just makes so much sense.
It's
on
just
so many
the
levels.
branding is just there. The branding's there.
We can merch it.
Finn's hat.
Finn's hat. Well, there you go. Episode 1.
Yeah,
A convocation of
episode 1.
Dave / Harry and Toby
No,
Telford
episode-
to go to the doctors.
I think episode 1, Harry and Toby Telford's good for the Doctor.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh,
Okay.
that's nice.
We've done it. We figured it out. And that's a nice close off to the episode.
Thank you very much for listening to our
We've actually achieved
rambling, bambling babble.
something. Yeah.
I hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Do you think I came across as like a bad dude?
Yeah.